What's up YouTube, how you doing? Adam here, and in this video I'm going to be bringing you my unboxing and more importantly first impressions and first look, hands-on mini review, extra review, yada yada yada, all that good jazz. Not really a review, but anyway, this is it. Look at the size of that. The iPad Pro is here. They call it a Pro. I'm probably going to be disagreeing with the Pro name, but we'll get to that a little bit later on in the video. Let's get into the unboxing. So here we go. This is the box itself, and I've got to tell you that on an iPad Air 2 or an iPad mini or an iPhone, the picture of the side of the device looks all right when you've got it on this box. On this one, it looks ridiculous. It just looks like someone's drawn a line down the middle because it is so big. It just looks kind of crazy. Surely they could have come up with a better box than that. But anyway, the packaging, the same packaging we've been used to now for a long time. It is always good packaging, but it's kind of getting a little bit boring. iPad Pro there, round on the other side, iPad Pro. Nothing particularly interesting about that in any way whatsoever. So let's get into what is the interesting bit. And it is the iPad Pro itself. I'm kind of speechless. It is ridiculous. Just look at the size of that iPad Pro. It looks insane. I mean, that's a crazy size for an iPad. It really is. But let's take it out and have a closer look. For those people that are interested in what you get included in the box, this is a really quick way of doing it. Cable, plug, thing with instructions and stuff in and Apple stickers and whatnot, and the extra plug there which gives you that kind of extra power, ampage, milliampage, whatever you want to call it, when you're charging the battery on such a huge large battery device. So that's out of the way. Now here it is. Just look at that. Oh, we're pressing all kinds of buttons here. Let's turn it off. Where am I? There we go. So yeah, just look at that. Absolutely preposterous. Now let's compare it to these. Now I know I'm trying not to drop all of these. You guys know me. It's highly likely that I'm gonna drop every single one. But there we go. Just look at that. Just at the wrong time, my credit card information comes on the screen. But there you go. Absolutely insane. Just look how much bigger it is than the iPad Air. This is a 6 Plus, by the way. I kind of expected the change to be more like from the iPad Mini to the iPad Air. I never expected it to be that much bigger than the iPad Air. That is just huge, and I've got to stop saying that because I'll get loads of comments. How many times did you say the word huge? And by the way, I'm doing this face to face, this video, because I haven't done one for a long time. I'm excited about the iPad Pro, even though I know it's going to be kind of disappointing. So I'm doing a face to face one. Plus, this thing is huge. Do you really need close-ups of it? If you do, check out, for example, Jonathan at TLD Today, or someone like that, because you will get great shots of all the cinematic stuff, which I normally do. But on this one, I just wanted you guys to see my reaction and kind of just sit here and talk about the product for, which I haven't done for a while. So let's get this out of the packaging here. There we go. I've got to say as well, when you get this, the typical kind of thing that you get with Apple now is this kind of pull strip opening situation. I think it goes back to the Mac Pro, but now they've put it on absolutely everything. If you want to get into an Apple product, you have to tear some strip at some stage, which is kind of weird, but there you go. So there it is. Now, obviously you guys know the color that I opted for. I had to have it match all of the others. Where are we? They're all kind of falling apart here. There you go. I just had to. And I was a bit worried that the gold on such a huge device would look a bit bizarre, and it kind of does. Probably the grey would probably be the best colour for this one, I would say. But I've got to have them all matching. If I didn't, it would destroy my OCD. I would have all kinds of issues about that. So there you go. That is the device itself. You can see here just how thin it is. It is outrageously thin, crazy thin. Did it focus? It actually focused. I don't believe it. Yeah, really, really thin down the sides there. Phenomenally thin. We've got the volume buttons up and down. We've got a little microphone there. We've got power button on the top, headphone socket on the top, lightning cable on the bottom. And then on this side here, we have got, if it's going to focus again, will it? Will it do it? Will it do it? Will it do it? No, it was only going to do it just... Oh, there we go. And there you go. You can see we've got that little power connector there, which is the thing that it uses for that. slot-in keyboard, which I couldn't get ready for this particular video because they didn't have any in stock. So the pencil and the keyboard are on back order, and I will bring you guys a video on them when they come. Although I'm not particularly excited about them, to be honest. But anyway, I will bring you guys a video on it. I think Apple rushed out the iPad Pro, to be honest, to keep up with the release of the Surface Book, but who knows. Typical kind of stuff on the back. We've got the iPad name, we've got the Apple thing, and we've got the camera. And whilst we're talking about the camera, in fact, there's two microphones. There's one there and one on the side. This is a Pro device. Okay, we all hate people that use their tablets for video, but what a great viewfinder this tablet is. Jonathan said it from TLD today in his video, and he's totally right. What a great viewfinder. If you mounted this on a tripod, for example, just imagine how cool it would be to frame your view. But they didn't put a 4K video in a Pro device. They've got it in the iPhone, which in comparison is quite small. Really? Could they not have fitted 4K video in the iPad Pro? That kind of doesn't make sense to me, because, you know, to be able to record 4K video on this and then import it straight into iMovie and be able to edit all that 4K video in here would definitely have made it a little bit pro. Whereas at the moment, the only thing that's pro about this is the specs. So this is where it kind of gets a little bit negative. Now, obviously, I haven't used it yet, but I mean, straight away, look how spaced out those icons are. They haven't even thought, you know, we've got all that screen, let's put some more icons on. They haven't even got to that stage yet, which they always do, which really annoys me, but I'm not going to drag on about it. But that really kind of sort of typifies just how not pro this device is, because they haven't made any of the software pro. The hardware, definitely pro. We're getting benchmarks like 5,000 to 6,000, I believe. 4 speakers all the way around, so it's kind of got like pro audio, if you like, for a tablet. 4 gigabytes of memory for a tablet. Insane, again, pro specs. But the software, definitely not pro. The apps, there are no pro apps that I've seen. You know, there's no kind of touchable version of Final Cut Pro. There's iMovie, but, you know, whatever. There's no touchable versions of the like Adobe Premiere or After Effects or anything like that, as far as I'm aware at this moment in time. I'm sure they will come, but they're not here yet. And as well, no 3D touch, which would have been great on something like this, because it could have given you like a sort of right click type functionality. So yeah, to me, they should have called it the iPad Plus, or they should have waited until they had some decent apps, decent software for it, and then they could have called it a Pro. And I'm saying all of this without having ever used it, which makes me ridiculously arrogant, but that's kind of just the way I see it. So a lot of people say, why didn't they put OS 10 on it? Guys, have you ever tried to use OS 10 on a touch device? It's shit, it's horrible, it's just not good at all. To get to the menus, you're constantly pinching and zooming, it's just nasty. They will never ever do that. I don't know why people keep going on about it. It's just awful. If you want to try it, remote desktop from this, or from an iPad, or whatever you want, to your Mac, and see just how awful the experience is. It's not good. They've got to stick with iOS on mobile devices, but it needs more pro features. The split screen multitasking, nowhere near good enough. You know, iMovie for video editing, nowhere near good enough. You can't call iMovie a pro editing tool just because it's on a tablet. But enough with the negatives. Let's talk about the positives. It's a beautiful device. It's crazy thin. It's got great speakers, great specs, beautiful, much higher resolution screen, which looks stunning, even if you look at those crazy spaced out icons. Beautiful build quality. The battery life is going to be insane. You're going to get 8 to 10 hours out of this thing, regardless of what you're doing on it. Loads and loads of positives. The camera is going to suck. It's going to be the old camera from, you know, like a year or two away, which is a big shame. But there you go. That is it, guys. That is the iPad Plus Pro. See ya.